Hey y'all, if you're already subscribed, welcome back my darling. But if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe and join a part of the family that we have growing here on YouTube. And while you're down there subscribing,
smash. I can never take myself seriously. Anytime I say that shit, I can never take myself motherfucking seriously.
Turn your notifications on because it's literally the only thing that I have going for me is you guys clicking the subscribe and notification bell. Get into this shit and ass story time that is my life. Number one, let's go ahead and address it. No, there is no makeup on me today. I'm so sorry that there's no makeup on me today. But you know what? I'm in the heat of the moment to tell this story time. Per usual with these fucking story times, we're gonna go back in time. Motherfucking scammed. This story pisses me off so much more now because I was so goddamn stupid. I was in this relationship that was absolutely fucking terrible. It was literally full of anxiety, like Gabby Hanna typing on her live and type of anxiety. Like watching her type on that fucking keyboard, type of motherfucking anxiety. And it was so bad and filled with anxiety because I was with a piece of literal shit. He was a fucking narcissist. He was a liar. Like everything that came out of his mouth was a fucking lie. I have a story time about him on this channel. Like I was literally with a fucking pathological liar.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Me and a bunch of my friends had gotten together for one of my best friend's birthday parties. And we were out to dinner, and one of my friends, who is still currently a friend, but we are going to rename her Stephanie. She's going to be a prime member in this story time, which shout out to her. She will be in the comments below, I know. We're going to have to make a little bit of a preface. So I've told you guys about Sevierville, which is near where I live. It's literally 20 minutes away, and it is like a
tourist capital
of Tennessee. It's where everybody goes. There's Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and it's full of tourists. But there's these little visitor centers down the parkway through Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, so on and so forth. And in there are all of these like brochures. And these people will walk up to you in these visitor centers. They work for like companies like, well, I better not say their name, but there's these companies of salesmen that work inside of these visitor centers. And they will walk up to you and they will try to get you to go to a timeshare. Like they're trying to get you to sign up for a timeshare, but you have to go, you like go tour a cabin or something and you get free tickets to Dollywood. She had done this, and you have to be a specific age to be able to go on these tours. So like when you turn 21, like bitch, they are on you like stink on shit. Want you to sign up for a timeshare because you pay for this shit your entire motherfucking life. Like it never ends, you never pay it off. So she had went on one of these timeshare things with one of her other friends, and she was like, so I bought it. I bought the timeshare. And she was telling us, you know, oh, all we have to do is go to one little like get together at this place, and we were going to be going to Tampa. She was like,
all we have to do is go to this one little meeting. They're going to try to upsell us on a cruise or some shit, and then we can just enjoy the rest of our trip.
I'm like, I'm down. Like I'm breaking up with this fucking loser and we'll go on this vacation. So that's exactly what I did. We had 2 weeks, and in those 2 weeks, I broke up with that fucking loser, put in for a week's vacation at work, and it was bite. Get there, it's beautiful. The timeshare location was absolutely beautiful. We had a private swimming pool at our villa. Like it was so fucking nice. And it comes to the day where we're supposed to go on like this meeting. We get there, there's probably 50 motherfuckers in line to do this, and they gave you the option of 7 out of 7 days to go to this meeting. And one of the ladies in line, her whole family, like everybody was having to go to this meeting. So she was like, every day is like this. Every day it's lined around the building. It's fucking like this every single day. Y'all, it was fucking 3 motherfucking hours long. I look at Stephanie and I'm like, bitch, Not to mention, we're fucking hungover. Like, the night before was our first full day at the beach. So we went out that night and fucking partied all night long. Didn't get home till 6 motherfucking a.m. We were fucked. We were fucked. And we're in this fucking meeting, fucking talking about a cruise that none of us are going to go on. None of us have any intentions of signing up for this shit. And it took 3 motherfucking hours. We're starving, like we're over it. And so I look at Stephanie and I'm like, bitch, you sat through this shit to get this timeshare?
Fuck that.
I would have walked out. It wouldn't have been worth the Dollywood passes for me. Like, legitimately, it wouldn't be worth the Dollywood. I would just rather go pay the $70 to go to fucking Dollywood. Then there's this other guy. Now, let me explain. This guy looked like a fucking weasel. Like, you know the animal? A weasel? That's what this motherfucker looked like. He looked like a little weasel. Like, for real. He had bad energy, bad vibes. And we were like the youngest group of people there. So I think we had a bullseye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that we had a bullseye on our heads. And I was just trying to do whatever I could to get the fuck ASAP. Like, I wanted to get the fuck ASAP. Like, they were trying to like say, well, if you stay for the full 3 hours, then you'll get tickets to go swim with dolphins. Don't want to do it. They're like, okay, well then if you stay, then you'll get tickets to go to this restaurant. Don't give a fuck. Like, I just was ready to, we all were. There were 6 of us, and we were all fucking ready to get the fuck ASAP. Guy walks up to our table. Let me just say that during this time, there is a huge projector that is playing this clip of this cruise, okay? It's a beautiful cruise. Don't get me wrong. It is a Caribbean cruise, so you get to go all the Caribbean islands, like absolutely beautiful. I've been on those cruises before. They're great, fantastic, wonderful. But we weren't going to be able to go. We all had like weeks off of work, or, you know, one of my friends was having to go back. They were going back to college. Like, when we got back, like, we weren't going to be able to go down to Miami to get on a cruise ship. Like, it just wasn't gonna happen. So this was all a waste of fucking time, but we had to do, for some fucking reason. She was informed that she had to do this, even though she had bought the timeshare. So keep all of this in mind. He comes over and he's like, I can tell that you guys are absolutely miserable. Let me tell you guys what. You can buy this ticket right here and you can leave right now. And I'm like, okay, what is the ticket for? And he's like, it was like a club, okay? And it's very, very expensive, and this is gonna get you an entree for free. I'm like, fine, how much is the ticket? And he says $100, which I'm like, fine, whatever, you know, I don't know how much the entrees are at this fucking restaurant, whatever. But my other friend was like, let me get 3 of them, because in her mind, she's thinking, okay, this ticket's $100, then it's probably going to be like $80 entrees or $90 entrees. Like, it's probably going to be super expensive. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we get these tickets and we leave. As we're going to walk out the door, there is a woman that's at a desk, and she's like, hey, he signed you all up for this excursion. And I'm like, what are you talking about? No, we just got tickets to a restaurant. And she was like, no, but you get like a free excursion for coming out here. And Stephanie is like, what do you mean a free excursion? Like, I thought I was supposed to come out here. And she was like, no, if you're already a timeshare owner, you don't have to come to these. And she's like, okay. And so they give us a free excursion. So keep all of this in mind. I know it's super confusing, but all of this is going to matter later. Let me just say, in total, we spent $600 on these tickets to this restaurant. All right, so a part of this video I sent over to quote unquote Stephanie, and she advised me to take out for legal reasons. There is a reason why we spent that much. There was another ticket involved. Just know we spent $600. It's important. So this night we are getting all dressed up. We did not call ahead, nothing, because the tickets give you a reservation good for the next 4 days. So you have 4 days to use this reservation for these tickets. These tickets are specially reserved for this bougie ass restaurant. The way that this man explained this restaurant, he was talking about aquariums and like it was so nice and it was on the water and all this and that, and it's just so great. Whatever. We think that we're going to like this bougie ass, expensive ass, nice ass restaurant. dressed to the fucking nines, bitch. To the nines, bitch. And number one, let me just say that we drove a while to this place. It was not in Tampa. It was outside of Tampa. I couldn't tell you the name of the town if I tried. We drove down like these like back ass towns in Florida. You know, it's like Swamp USA. Like there's these weird ass trees and kudzu everywhere and fucking big swamps. Like it's just like the bayou, bitch. The fucking bayou. We drive up to this restaurant. Let me just say, I love myself like a down home ass restaurant. They're usually like hidden gems. They're usually like the best places you can go. This looked like a fucking shack. This looked like 3 shacks had been fucking put together, and that was the restaurant. So at this point, we're all extremely confused because there's no cars in the parking lot. Like there's probably 4 cars. It's this little bitty ass building. I'm like, how would they even have an aquarium in there? Like, this is weird. We walk inside, y'all. When I tell you that it was like wooden floors that were like on their last motherfucking leg, like they were literally about to fucking snap in half. Probably 6 tables and chairs, and then there's a like down home ass bar, okay? It's t-shirts and they're in like shorts, blue jean shorts serving. Like it's not, we are way overdressed for this occasion. Matter of fact, one of the first thing our servers asked us, there was no hostess, by the way. You seat yourself. One of the first things our server asked us was,
Oh my God, where are you all coming from? What have you all been doing?
and we're like, oh, just, going to dinner. And mind you, there are so many good places that you can eat in Tampa. There are so many good places to eat on the beach, like near where we were. This was like, what? So we get the menu. Everything's like probably priced between $8 to $12. Like it's not like what we thought. And we're sitting there and we are so stupid because we have fucking been scammed. We have spent $600 on these tickets, and our dinner all together for all 6 of us was literally $180. We leave this place and we are utterly confused. Now, all of us at that time were in the serving industry. I was bartending at the time. My other friend who had just turned 21, she was about to start bartending. Everybody else were servers, like we had all served. So we're not going to be rude to the people at the restaurant, like it's not their fault. But like this was like a high-ass scam. And if you're wondering about the aquarium inside of the restaurant, it was a fucking busted-ass bucket fish tank. Boom. So fast forward. It's now time to go on the excursion. This is probably 2 days later. We're all on vacation, so we're just trying to make the best of it. And I mentioned to everyone in the group, I'm like, do we really want to go on this excursion? Because I feel like if it's anything like the restaurant, it's probably gonna motherfucking suck. Just saying, like it's probably not gonna be the best. We go on this excursion, we get there, and it's basically like obstacles in the middle of it's supposed to be set up like a jungle. So it's like in the forest, like in the woods, and there's a bunch of different obstacles. So like you get up on the rope and you walk across the planks, you climb up a big old tree to do it, like you zip line, like it's a whole bunch of stuff like that. We get there, and this is not a proper setup. Okay, this is like Uncle Earl and his fucking brother and their fucking nephews in the middle of the goddamn woods in Florida doing this shit. Like they are not licensed. Nay, they are not insured. Like this is not good. And I look at my friends and I'm literally like,
no, God, please, no, no, no.
No. Nay, I'm not doing this. So this guy comes up to us, and number one, it was just bad energy, bad vibes. He was very like yanking us around and like, you're gonna be all right, just get over here. Like it was hard to understand him. Like he was talking super fast and like you couldn't understand what he was saying, and he's trying to like tie a rope around you. Like it's not That's what I'm saying. Like, it was not like a proper excursion, because when you do this properly, which I've done, you are clipped in harnesses and you have helmets and like it's a whole thing. Like, this was not that at all. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. It was literally like some backwood ass, like Uncle Earl and his brother Bobby, they made this whole obstacle course for their kids, and then they just started to sell tickets and let people from the outside world mosey their way into the fucking family forest and do this. This is fucking red sirens, bitch. This is fucking flag you down in the middle of the road ass type shit, bitch. This is not the vibe.
What? What the fuck?
It's not the vibe. So this man looks at me in the eye and he says, do you want to go first? I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not climbing up that in this rope. Like, I am a big girl, sir. I am not about to have my 200 big pound ass fall down out of that motherfucking tree and break my motherfucking back.
A few moments later.
One of my friends decides that she's going to do this. We beg her not to. Leave your comments for her down below. Don't come at me, because this is not, whatever. She goes up and she does it, whatever. She lives through the excursion. We get in the car, and I shit you guys not, we did not talk the whole way back. The whole way back to where we were staying, bitch. We didn't speak one iota.
Okay.
I think all of our minds were blown at this point of the scam that had happened to us. We had literally paid $600, wasted all of that time at that place that we didn't even have to go, which I even told Stephanie didn't make no sense. If she had already bought the timeshare, why would you have to go to these little meetings? Like, the fuck? What? We get back, we are enjoying our time, whatever. And probably about 2 hours later, we're in the swimming pool just relaxing. There is a fucking bang going from the front door. And the way it worked, like, the pool was like an above ground pool. It wasn't an underground pool. There was a huge deck, and it was like a smaller house. It wasn't like a big house or whatever. You walk from the patio where the swimming pool is, and you're in the dining room kitchen area. Then you walk straight ahead, and there's the living room. There's a bedroom here, bedroom here, bedroom here, bedroom here, bathrooms in between, and then you're at the front door. Like, it's all one big open space. So we could hear the front door being like, bang, bang, bang. Like the fucking police. Like the fucking police. I'm like the one that's like, I'll go answer it. So I go up and I answer the door. Everybody's freaking the fuck out. There's this little ass weasel. Remember Weasel? Weasel. He's at the front door. He is at the front door. He's like, you all gotta leave. I'm like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, you all do not own this timeshare. You all have to leave. I'm like, what? And I holler for Stephanie because this is her gig. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? So Stephanie comes over there, and basically he says that she did not pay for a timeshare. She paid for 3-night, 4-day stay in one of the locations. She was like, no, sir. You all took $12,000 off of my credit card. I paid for this timeshare. And she said, I have all the documentation, everything to prove it. Long story short, the police show up and we were escorted off of the premises. We had to go pay for a Holiday Inn that night, and we left the next day. Like, to this day, my friend group jokes about the Tampa curse and how we would never go back to Tampa if you paid us $1 bazillion. Like, I've not been back to Tampa since, like, at all. Anyways, guys, long story short, she was scammed. She was scammed. She was told that she was buying this timeshare, whatever. She ended up going to court and everything. Y'all, that was some fucked ass shit. I think I've decided that I'm gonna cut a portion out of what I just said because I'm not trying to get sued by a company that no longer exists. But my friend ended up going to court with these people. She did win, and that's all I'm gonna say. They literally escorted us off of the premises. Every motherfucking time I think about fucking Weasel, I get so motherfucking mad. I hate that man. And if I ever come across him, I'm like, you better be motherfucking ready to square up. I hope you all did enjoy this story time. Be sure that you do subscribe before you leave and turn your notifications on, become part of the Morgan Shay Notify gang. So if you go down to the description box, you're going to find a few things. You can find all of my social media, which I would love for you to follow, particularly on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram, because that is where things are popping. But also, if you're interested in Rise Jewelry, 0.925 sterling silver surprise jewelry, which I do sell, there's also a link to that, and you can send me a friend request over on Facebook to see my daily lives with Rise over there. I love you guys so fucking much. You guys do not even understand how much I love you all. All 740 of you all are the loves of my life, and that's on period. And I know that I will be here next time, and that is on period. Will you? Bye.
A scam. A scam is a scam is a scam is a scam. It's a scam. It's a motherfucking scam. Scam! Scam! That's what was happening in my mind. Scam! In my head. Scam!